And we're live.
As soon as I see the...
It'll take a few seconds to pop on the page.
Yeah, that's what I want to make sure, and then I'll do the intro. Yes, I have an alert. Des Explorers is live now. Let's see what this looks like.
Oh, wow.
It'll take a few seconds to pop on the page.
Let me turn the volume.
Well, I'm frozen.
Let me turn the volume down. Nobody wants to see that. All right. Melanie's watching.
Oh, there we are.
Who's got the volume up? I can hear your volume.
There's a lag.
I turned the volume off on the thing. Okay. So professional we are.
We're like, look, it's our own faces.
All right. Guess I'll do the official intro, and then we'll. Oh boy. Okay. So professional. Whose volume is still on?
Who's still got volume on?
I just turned mine off, so
okay.
The lag off.
All right.
Because that's
okay. Hello, Adam. Hello, Lauren. Thanks for joining us. Okay, let me get it started. Let's be official. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Des Explorers podcast, live on Facebook, episode 100. Woo-hoo! 2 years in the making, extravaganza galore.
In other words, watch us make fools of ourselves just one more time. This time
exactly. You get to hear me
with our faces. Yeah.
That's right. You get to hear me do it every week. Now you get to watch it happen live and be scared.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Hello there, Tim. Hello there, Mother.
Hey, there's Jerry.
Hi, Jerry.
Hello, Jerry. Hello, Jerry. I always feel like in the Newman voice. Oh, even my wife. Oh, look at that. My wife is on. From the other room.
Such supportive families you have.
I know. Hello, Jillian. Hi, Adrianne.
My husband's doing a fantasy draft right now.
I
He
canceled
took my
mine.
laptop.
That's not nice.
He's going to win you lots of money. It's fine.
Okay.
Hi, Jillian. Hi, Julie. We're okay, this is the whole show, people. We're going to stare at our phones and say hi to everybody.
Done.
Done. I like it.
So bear with us. This is the first time we're doing this live, so...
That's right. So
We're mesmerized by our faces.
that's right. Staring at the Skype screen is we're like mice in hamsters in a wheel. Well, cheers, my loves, to 100 episodes with you. I will say before we get going, we are missing Crystal, who I know has not been on in quite a long time. She's a very busy life between new job and kids and everything. We did try our best to work around her schedule and get her involved in this, but it seemed like every Monday for the foreseeable future she had work travel going on. So she is still with us. We will get her back on eventually, and so she's not here, but definitely not forgotten.
Am I the only one not wearing something on my head besides headphones?
Yeah, Milford, I don't know. You said you had.
Hold on, I'll fix that. You guys go on.
So, for this episode,
I don't know what I did with them.
We
You can borrow some of mine. There we go.
We had a couple points that we were going to, I just try to talk about through all of this, but
There, that's better.
If anybody had any ideas and anybody wants to send stuff through the old chat, what's going on, I think that's kind of how these things are supposed to work, and we'll definitely play off of that and pay attention to all of that, as well as some of the bullet points that we had beforehand. So, I don't know. I don't know where to start. I guess.
I want to thank you.
Yes. Thanks for everybody listening.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for everybody for listening, because
100 episodes is really cool.
Yes.
it's very cool. I think, for 5 people, well, 6 if you include Crystal, people who didn't know who each other were, and didn't follow each other on Twitter. I've heard the origin stories before. If not, we were put together by this guy, Barry, who everybody kind of knows about, and it's the only time I'll mention his name. Many of you heard our first episode and probably never came back, and it was...
That's for Jerry.
disappeared long after that. We kind of got rid of him and decided to carry on, and it's grown and evolved ever since. I think all of us have some of us have met each other in person in some form or fashion, and it's been with Crystal because she's the local. So I was lucky enough to meet her twice and hang out with her. I know Adrianne met up with her at one point.
Yeah, she met up with us while we were at Jerry's event, Mouse Rant's event.
Milford and I hung out for a whole weekend together, or 4 days, and with the Mounts Rants crew. And Crystal came and met us for that and hung out at Beer Garden and walked around Epcot, so that was cool. So eventually all 5 of us will get together, and 6 if Crystal's around. It's never easy to plan all that, especially when Jessica's 3,000 miles
across the country.
So maybe that's the excuse. We all have to go to California.
There we go.
I would not
I
object to that
haven't
plan.
been to Disneyland yet.
Me neither. And honestly, it's probably easier to plan because that's like you got to plan it. You're like, all right, we're
Right.
You can't book
Right.
fast passes ahead of time. There's no dining plan. It's easy.
that's more my style. You just got to show up and be.
I don't understand
Right.
that, though. I can't relate.
Adrian can't compute that.
That makes
Yeah,
me
you're gonna have a hard
nervous.
time.
Listen, my sister's going in October, and she has no clue. She's like, "What do you mean? I just go? I don't
Just
get."
show up.
She has
Yeah.
a spreadsheet. Anyway,
Oh my.
And she'll throw it out as soon as she gets there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll
because
see.
it'll all be
Or
wrong.
maybe not, but I don't know.
I mean, she and I are 2 peas in a pod, so
Yeah, that's true. I mean, my uncle came back from there about a month ago now, and they loved it. They just, my wife's
hey.
again. Hi. And he loved it. And being Disney, he hasn't been to Disneyland for 50 years. He was last there when he was in high school, so he was like, "Wow,"
Uh-oh.
So I don't know. No, Julie's saying they're still planning at Disneyland. Yeah, maybe a little bit. I'm sure you can make
Not
dining
on the
reservations.
same level as Disney World, though.
No, not on the Disney World level. No.
Yeah, no, not quite.
And speaking of planning, here I'll segue into this, and then we can quickly go away from it because I think it's funny and I could care less about it. But now you have to plan by bringing your own straw and a cup with a cap, because soon or late there's going to be none of it left.
At least at Disneyland.
At Disney World.
Oh, did they make the announcement too?
Oh, I'm
they
sure
were first. I thought.
They were first. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom.
I'm very
Yeah, well,
close
Animal
to
Kingdom's
spilling,
been doing it forever.
Animal Kingdom's been
Raise
doing it
Lake
forever,
there.
right?
Yeah, that'll be
So-
interesting. I wonder if they'll just sell reusable straws, reusable lids, or they'll just push everybody to reusable cups.
It's the Mickey straws, I think. Like they're doing the Mickey straws, and
Yeah, those plastic.
And those break
Beers.
down in landfill even better, right?
That's
yeah,
right.
totally. But
Absolutely.
listen, don't think I don't have 1,000 of them up in the cabinet right here.
We have
so-
I
at
have a
least
bunch.
100.
I've got a ton of those too, but I generally don't. I don't care for straws. I don't use them, so it doesn't matter.
No,
to me.
but the lid it has prevented many a spill for me, so that's where I'm not happy.
That's
Right.
going to be tricky trying to carry a tray full of sodas and iced teas and stuff. But
Yeah, let's hand a soda without a lid to a 4-year-old. See how
Yes,
long
this
that
is my
lasts.
problem.
hey, listen. Then when they start having
Exactly.
to keep filling up cups and spilling and cleaning up spills every 3 seconds.
See, I figured they'd just go to the paper straws like they were using at Animal Kingdom, but if their goal is to
Right.
get rid of lids too, that's kind of pointless.
Right, and those straws are okay. I bought some for the house because I don't know, got tired of buying the plastic ones. The kids just use them once and throw them out, and if they don't
Right.
throw them out, the cats grab them out of the drain board when they try to rinse them out and run around the freaking house with them. So paper ones are easier. At least they fall apart, and you can just throw them in the garbage. The drinks I drink don't require a straw.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that.
I'm environmentally friendly.
Is that what we're calling it?
Sure.
Oh, Lordy.
All right. So anyway,
What do we actually have on the agenda?
I was just going to look at that. All right. So this little list I'm looking at over here, it says. So we'll go with the first one. Oh, maybe not. Oh yeah, sure. We can start with that. So as with the beginning of any new project or any new adventure, the first couple episodes that we did were fairly rough. I think it's safe to say. I mean, listening back to all of them, I generally do the editing on all of them, so I get to listen to them back first before they get sent out to all you fine people. And I honestly don't cut much out of them. I clean them up. I try to clean some sounds out of it and background noise, and that's about it. Unless we go off on some sort of silly banter or have technical issues, that stuff will get cut out. But generally, do the lids? Lauren says, does the lid really prevent spills when the cup falls from 3 to 4 feet? No, not those silly paper cups. It just explodes. It explodes all over your feet. So yeah, no, you are correct. But I solved that problem by bringing my own. I have a bunch of those hydro flasks, and I carry a backpack, and I throw them in there. So that's how I eliminate that problem. Plus, I don't drink soda, so.
Well, that helps a lot.
Yeah, it helps a lot. Yeah, right. I can't speak for everybody else in my traveling party, but as for me personally, that's not a problem for me. But so anyway, so the first episodes were kind of rough, which it's like you had 6 people that didn't know each other really. So it's a getting to know you process. It's getting to know. I call it like your speaking cadence, I guess. So you know when other people are going to talk and stop talking, and so you're not talking over everybody, because that's always the hardest thing. You have a group of 6 people, you have a topic that you're talking about, and everybody wants to get their opinions in, but you kind of don't know when one person's stopping and then another one's going to start. So there's a lot of talking over each other, and then that just sounds like listening to a crowd. So that definitely took some getting used to and coming up with ideas and scheduling and all that other stuff. But I think we fell into it pretty good, and we all jived pretty good, and I think got along really well. And it didn't take that long before Melanie just started treating me like her younger brother and making fun of me, busting my chops about everything. And actually it was a welcoming thing, because I never had a sister. I only have a brother, so it was like that big sister I never had.
You're very welcome.
And I'm convinced when we finally meet in person, instead of hugging each other, we're going to punch each other in the shoulder and be like, stop.
Sounds good to me.
Or she might smack me. I don't know. I don't know what to prepare for.
Mom!
Some sort of physical abuse.
Exactly. Right. And it'll all be war. I probably deserve it all. But so I'd have to say, like, after 100 episodes and a bunch of the mini episodes that various of us have put out, I think we've come together really well. I think we enjoy each other's company. I'd like to say we have our own Facebook chat that we bounce ideas off and use for the podcast and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure we speak multiple times a week besides the podcast about general. Yeah, well, it's good about general stuff. We, what our kids are doing and things like that, personal stuff. So it becomes more than just doing this. I mean, the love of Disney got us together, brought us together as friends, and then it stems off into other hobbies and interests that we have together, and everybody kind of knows what everybody's doing, to whatever extent you want to let them know. And I think that's pretty cool. And I think the Disney community is great for that. In a sense, I can speak for me on the social media end of it. My wife wants everybody to smack me. Nice. I can
sure. Anytime. Anytime.
I reach right through the camera. On the social media end, I was fairly new to Twitter when this stuff started anyway, and just followed like verified accounts and maybe a few people that were always on there. I had no idea it would jump to and believe me, I'm not famous by any means. I still don't have anywhere near 1,000 people that follow me, but the amount of people that I met through this podcast that I chat with on a daily basis on Twitter about whatever, or just in the Disney community that I'm not sure how many of them listen to this or whatever, and that's fine by me. I don't force people to do anything. To me, it's just crazy because I've met some people that I've never met in person that I feel like I've known for years, and Disney's been the common thread. So I don't know about the rest of you, but
yep,
yeah, definitely.
And as for Milford and I, we had a great opportunity last year. I got to go pretty much my first solo trip down there and meet a bunch of people that I've never met in my entire life that I didn't know if I was going to be, beat up and thrown in a trash can or if I was going to have the time of my life. So
luckily it was the latter.
It could have gone either way.
It could have gone either way. I didn't know. You know, those New Yorkers like Jerry and Simone, you never know what those people are going to do. So
The amount of alcohol, I'm sure, was flowing.
Yeah.
Well, I just need that to come out of my shell. I'm actually a very shy person.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I think that was another part of it, too. Like, going back to how we kind of gelled as a group. And when we first started, there was so much... Like, we were being so careful with each other. you know? Like, we had to be careful. We weren't sure what we could say and what we couldn't, and if we were going to offend somebody. And now we're like, screw it, this is how I feel. And, like, I know we'll talk about it again next week. So
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, you didn't know where the boundaries were, like how far you can go and stuff like that.
And it wasn't really a group conversation to start out with either. It was a host and then participants. So when it kind of changed to all of us just having a conversation, we really started kind of gelling, I think, more too.
Yeah.
Agreed. And I think it flowed a lot better. At least for us,
Oh,
for our personalities. Because there's no... I mean, I may do the intro and the outro every week, but I far from consider myself like the host of the podcast. You know, it's just... I don't know. That's just the way it kind of happened.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, equal parts all. Boundaries? Yes, Jerry, there's boundaries.
I'm not sure,
Jerry.
to be honest.
Jerry.
Kind of like you thought there was boundaries when you had me try to go up to people and talk to them for my punishments for getting lost from the group. Just turned around and stomped right over to people and started talking to them, so...
I feel like
Yeah,
we
that
missed
worked,
a lot.
that worked really
trip.
well.
I know.
That worked really well in the craft beer building.
That's right. That's what I meant in the old Odyssey. So anyway, another. So yes, the early episodes were very rough, and I think it came together fine. And I'd like to think now everything's. We do our best to try to get topics together. That's not just news stuff and current events that always comes up. We try to not be so park heavy, since that seems to be a heavy emphasis on a lot of things, because that seems to be where the most stuff goes on. We try to spread the wealth and come up with some different ideas and get the other parts involved. So we joke around a lot. I feel bad sometimes because we'll do these episodes in these Walt Disney World things, and Jessica's been out here only once, and it's like, try to incorporate Disneyland in as much as you can, but Disneyland is just not as chaotic as Walt Disney World, and I guess doesn't have as much moving parts. The parks are, you could consider, somewhat equals, because there's 2 of them, 4 here, but like as on the resort front, there's only, I guess in Disneyland, you don't really hang out you don't hang out in the resorts really, unless you're at Trader Sam's.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it would be cool if we could find somebody that had like Disneyland Paris or Shanghai or something, so we could get the international parks too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I know somebody who did just come back from Disneyland Paris, so I could always ask him if he'll come on with us. But
and I've got friends that just did the 3 parks in Asia, so at some point I'm going to try and get her on.
Nice. Yeah, no. Hey, listen, we're open to anybody who wants to have a conversation about any of this stuff. I mean, we're
because I learn as much as I talk. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I like learning from other things, and
Lauren
Lord knows
says
I know
why
anything
am I-
about the Disney cruises until Melanie.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
seriously.
absolutely.
I feel
Lauren
like for
says, "Why have I not
Disney
heard of you
World and
guys
for the
until
cruises,
today?"
We've got like a curated list now of everything we got to do, and
We
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah, and so it's you can never know everything. It's ever evolving and ever changing. So just before we went live, I went on our where our server is for all our podcasts, which is Podbean, which is our main thing, and then it stems out to all the other networks. And it's a great tool because it gives us a way to look at which episodes, like how they're received, like how many downloads they had. I mean, people who subscribe and everything gets automatically downloaded right to your phone or your computer or whatever you do it on. So it's kind of skewed. You don't know if people are actually listening to all the episodes, but stuff is getting downloaded. So
Right.
But you can tell which episodes have, because maybe some people who don't subscribe to it because they don't want to clog up their phone, like mine is, when I have like 20 different podcasts I listen to, and I'm 3 months behind, and then like my phone keeps telling me it's full because I'm way far behind on everything. So you kind of just delete, and then when you get to that episode, you just download it or whatever. But it has a great feature of statistics and which are the top 10 and the greatest for the week and everything else. So I just we went over some of the ones that were like the most popular ones, and it's funny to see. It just was interesting to me because it's kind of a myriad of topics in a way. So the most downloaded episode. Oh, that's right. Jerry said Simone went to Tokyo last year, so we can definitely try to have her on.
Oh, nice.
Yay, topic ideas for the new year. Yeah, so episode-wise, our most popular, or most downloaded episode in the 2 years we've been doing this was, I should have wrote the dates, but it was last Christmas. And we talked about the holidays around the world around Epcot. And that one had our highest number of downloads. So holiday time is huge in the parks. We all know that. It's coming soon. Crap, it's been Halloween for 2 weeks already, Food and wine starts this weekend.
Yeah.
So, fall is in full effect. And I'm 2 weeks behind with my Halloween decorations because I'm insane and I follow the Disney Parks holiday schedule.
You do you.
No, I don't. I can't do that. September's too early. Mid-September, I'll get them up. But anyway, so the next one was an even earlier episode, so it was episode 61. That first one was number 74, and it was when we talked about the D23 Parks and Resorts announcements, which is always ridiculous because it's speculation. And this one was all the Epcot changes and Guardians of the Galaxy and all the stuff that everybody went insane
Pixar
about.
Pier.
Pixar Pier, right.
And it was also the additional ship, right?
And the shit, it was a whole cluster of everything. Yeah, Jessica loves Pixar Pier.
I still haven't seen it. I'm trying really hard to reserve judgment until I see it, but
the logo was the best.
It's still up in a couple of places, actually.
No, it's not.
No.
It's just like
I'll find one and take a picture when I go. Finally,
it's like two rockets.
That's awful.
Yeah, rockets. We'll call them rockets.
That's what we're calling them these days.
Sure.
Lord have mercy.
Anyway,
I forgot about that.
I did. And the next one was when Milford did his whirlwind West Coast tour last year or the year before.
West Coast and Ocean.
Yes, we did a 3-part episode of all his travels, and the second one came in as our third highest downloaded when he was talking about his Disneyland and California adventure. And I've got to imagine that a lot of that probably had to do with because he got to go to not D23, Club 33.
That's actually a separate episode.
Was it a separate
episode?
Yeah,
that's actually 6th on the list.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. And then after that one was somewhat more recent. We did movie reviews of Coco and the Last Jedi. Those are always fun because we do spoiler full because that's how we roll. But
The Last Jedi.
We waited a good we waited a good month. So, and then the fifth one that I jotted down was when Melanie was explaining about the Disney Cruise Line shore excursions, which all of our cruise episodes have done very, very well. So we definitely will get another one of those in soon because, fall sailings and next year's stuff, which is already being booked. Yeah. But it's always good to talk about that stuff. So because then, it gets to holiday time and, we do talk about holiday stuff, but, it's holiday stuff. We can't keep regurgitating the same stuff. So, but the cruise line stuff is always fun because it's not, between Milford and Melanie, they're very knowledgeable, very expertise on it. So
it's always changing.
Yeah, like anything else, it's always changing. That's right. Jillian.
Jerry said it's because Milford is a god, and Jillian said Milford is mayor of Beer Garden.
He is the Burgermeister. I have the pictures and the video.
Oh, God, that's right. There is video, isn't there?
I was just looking through that stuff.
Stay tuned. It'll be on Facebook.
Yeah, so those of you that don't know, with the Mouse Ranch group, we ate at Beer Garden, and I wore my kilt that day. So apparently they decided that I was going to be the Burgermeister that day and open the Beer Garden. So it was kind of fun. Actually, it was really fun. It wasn't kind of fun. It was really fun. And I got a free beer out of it, so... Mm-hmm. How often do you get something free at Disney?
You don't. Yes, I have to share it, Jillian. It's on the computer somewhere, but I can't do it while both of this is going on.
We'll have to incorporate it.
My slow old computer will crash. I can't do live on the fly stuff. Plus, I don't have it queued up anywhere. If it was on my phone, I would play it. But so anyway, so I have that, and then there was other fun stuff on that trip too. I got to Milford, talk to the train conductor, and like I was a 10-year-old, he got me to announce and say "all aboard" in the back of the train. So yeah, that was good stuff. So, and that was just 2 of us down there. So with other people, as far as the Explorers goes. So imagine the 5 of us down there. It would really be like
we need to make that happen.
5 children running around. All our spouses would either just be looking in amazement, or would have to
left at home.
Put our
left at home.
Oh, whatever. Hey,
Love you, honey.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I don't know. So let's see. So another thing we had on our little list to chat about during this event is opinions that we've shared that have changed, if any.
Yeah,
No.
And even if they had, we would admit to it. You
right?
said we knew each other better by now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I still hate The Last Jedi. I still love Rogue One.
I still haven't seen Rogue One.
They're going to take it off Netflix before you watch it.
That's right, yeah.
I watched the first 10 minutes of it and I fell asleep.
I'm going to mail you the DVD.
We have the DVD. We have the DVD.
Oh, you have the DVD? Oh, there's no...
We have it on Netflix. We have it on DVR.
Oh.
I just haven't watched it.
When you were talking about those 5 episodes, I love that movie reviews were on there because that's one of my favorite things that we do.
Me too.
Yeah.
And
and the armchair Imagineering is great because then you don't have to deal with any logical restraints,
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, that one was good, I think, because if I'm remembering it, I think it got pretty... we were all pretty passionate one way or another about all of them. I know all of us, loved Coco, and I know I, probably said I think I said it was the best animated film they've put out since Toy Story. I believe I proclaimed on it, and I'll probably
I still cry.
Oh yeah, no, it's amazing. I mean, the soundtrack's amazing. The whole thing's fantastic. I think the only other one I swooned over as much was was when we did Guardians 2. Which was fantastic.
That's a great.
Did we ever do an Infinity War?
I was just going to say yes, we did.
Yes.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
We did
Mine came in the mail today, so
Did you? I didn't pre-order it. I have to get it. I
had that Disney Movie Club, and so it just showed up.
Oh, nice. Yeah. No, I
haven't decided if I'm going to torture myself with it again. But
I completely forgot about it because I remember talking about that, and then it stemmed into. I think before that, didn't you do a whole thing with us?
We did a Marvel recap.
We did a Marvel.
Yeah, I think
recap,
I did a mini. Here's where we left them or something.
Or about the
the
Infinity Stones and where they are. What they is. Yeah.
Right, now I remember.
All that
because I couldn't keep a track either, so I had to write it down because I couldn't remember who had what stone and who was where.
Yeah. Speaking of the Infinity Stones and Gauntlet, I saw a meme the other day on I forget which platform, and it was C-3PO wearing the Infinity Gauntlet, and he's sitting at a desk, and the caption was, "How do you like my new arm?"
Oh, better than the red one.
I should have screen grabbed it. I can't remember where the hell I saw it, but I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, I think
still have such thoughts about Star Wars. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I think I'm more worried about the Guardians movie now since all that nonsense happened, and with that creepazoid that I guess that was James Gunn. It's now gone.
They were going to use his script, but now Dave Bautista's
I don't know. I didn't.
I heard it was postponed. That's all I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, I think it's on hiatus now or something.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
They had a release date which I didn't realize they even came out with another release date for the next Infinity War, which is May 3rd of next year.
Okay.
I saw, and then Guardians 3 that was pushed back to 2020, but I don't think it had a month assigned to it. And I just saw that because I clicked on something because there is. Anytime I see something about Ragnarok, I click on it because I think that's hands down my favorite Marvel movie so far to date after Guardians. So, and they were saying, I guess, so Korg, the lovable like little second string character, if you would, and his little buddy Meek. I guess they showed up in they're in some video game. So I guess they were saying that he's been a fan favorite as a second character since the movie came out, and if you like him, whatever this online video game is, he's a big part of it. So you can go play that game and play
so we're assuming he survived the snap.
I guess so. That's kind of what it. That's kind of.
I
what
loved
it
him,
said.
so I hope he did.
I like him too. I thought he was a great other character. It's kind of
Well, supposedly some of those characters are going to show up in the Kingdom Hearts, which comes out next year.
Oh, really? It wasn't Kingdom Hearts. It was for some. It was for some fighting game, like a Street Fighter type game. I think he's involved in it or whatever. But I don't know. I just like I said, I can't.
Are you taking a selfie?
Your sister.
No, I was trying to read something on my phone. Hi. And I didn't want to keep looking down because it's rude. But so I figured if I could kind of like read it up here. But I'm old, so I'm like trying to read it a little further away.
That's why I have me spectacles on. Your Adrianne, your sister's trying to start.
I just saw. She's trying to start something. Is that what she said?
She's putting Tyrannosaurus things in. He's got to do something. Tell him to decorate a paper bag or something. I got to see something.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Dinosaurs.
Oh, Alyssa, come
Hi, Alyssa.
Oh, there she is. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
So
yes,
for those,
Lauren, Rogue One is my favorite Star Wars movie too, by the way. I'm just now catching up on comments.
Yeah, no, I'll agree, yes.
I'm sure I probably would love it too.
Yeah, you would. You would. I mean, you know what happens, because we talked about it.
Yeah, I mean, spoilers and all. Don't tell me now.
Right.
Yeah, no.
It's been a year. We should still be quiet.
That's right.
They
That's
all
right.
die.
Yes.
They all die.
That's right. Yes.
But it's a great movie.
It is a great movie.
Yes.
Not gonna lie,
Yes,
it's a
it
great
was.
movie.
It was.
That's pretty much what happens at the end of Infinity War.
True.
Yes.
Die.
In case
They're
you've been
not
under
dead.
a
There's
rock.
a time stone. I'm holding
That's
on
right.
to that.
Right.
That's
They're
right.
all trapped in the Mind Stone. Is where they are. Or Soul Stone. Soul Stone. I don't know. That's where they are. They're all in stone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Stone.
We'll
Like I
see.
Dream of Genie. They're in the lamp.
Maybe. I mean, let's just cross the fandoms while we're at it. Let's just do it.
That's right.
We cross cannons like nobody's business
True.
here. You know that.
Oh, we zigzag all over the place here.
And you can have your Rogue One people in the Soul Stone too. You can connect all of it. Just keep
There
it
you
going.
go.
There you go. Just make it one giant mess of.
If it means they're not dead, I'm okay with it.
That's true. I'm good with it. I don't know. I just need the Guardians and Thor, and I'm a happy man. Yondu can't come back, or maybe he can. I don't know. That was a pretty cool funeral. I mean, if I died in space, I'd want that too. Burn me and shoot me up as fireworks. I mean, that's kind of what I've instructed my kids to do. Just don't get yourself thrown out of Disney World while you're doing it. But
Right.
One of my
I don't-
daughters. Go ahead. One of my
Okay.
daughter's friends had a Mary Poppins birthday party, like her
Nice.
7th birthday party or something like that. I can't remember. And
Nice.
both of my kids were trying to make Christopher, my husband, wear a I'm Mary Poppins y'all t-shirt,
I have
even
one.
though none of them would have gotten it.
Gotten it?
Yeah, it still would have been funny.
I would have been funny. He should
I
have
know.
up there.
I didn't have time to make it.
Oh, they have them online.
I know, but they always think of these things at like Saturday at 10
I
a.m.
know.
for
Yep.
a party.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Need Amazon now.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, listen, we live in Podunk, South Carolina. There's no Amazon now.
There's no Amazon now.
We have one Amazon that's 40 minutes from us, and we're about to get another Amazon distribution center 20 minutes from us.
Oh,
And
We
I live in Podunk, North Carolina.
We
Sure.
have 3 within distance of our house.
I know, right?
Pretty
They're
much
everywhere.
My
60% of
They're
their stock
everywhere.
I can order, and it's here today.
all hail technology.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Progress.
Mm.
So, I don't know. So I guess as what's somewhat popular, I guess, with a lot of podcasts, other than the hosts and people involved in it talking about it, you try to get some people go the route of having guests on. Some people's podcasts are strictly they have guests every week, which is a lot of work to schedule guests every week and get topics and do interviews, especially some of those podcasts that interview either Disney legends, people who have worked at Disney, or anybody associated with any sort of film or parks, people that worked on the parks when they were being built, which is cool to me. I love listening to that stuff because I like learning about the history part of it. It took us a long time before we had guests on here. It wasn't by any fault. I think we just didn't know who to invite or what we would talk about. So for a long time, and I haven't seen him on Twitter in ages, so I hope he's okay, and maybe he's just not on social media anymore, but our buddy Rick Webster, cool, Tim, no problem. Thanks, bud. Thanks for checking in. He was our first guest, and it came around D23 because he went to D23 last year, but did not attend all the popular panels that the bloggers and vloggers like to go to. He went to all the smaller panels and the history panels and the Disneyana and nostalgia panels, which was fine with all of us because that brought a different aspect of it. And I thought his recollection of his time there was good, and those episodes were good. It was great, I think, for us to listen to because he was just chock full of information of all the stuff he took like really, really good notes because before he went, we had arranged that he would come on after, so he was like, super specific about stuff, which was fantastic. It was great. And we'd had him back on, I think we did 2 weeks in a row with him. I think we did.
Yeah, we did, I think.
Yeah.
For all the
we
D20
ran out of time.
Yeah, no, it was just a lot of information, yeah. And we've had some other guests on. We had Jerry Skids on from the Mouse Rants podcast, who we all kind of got to know because he made fun of us. And,
well deserved.
Well deserved,
right.
Yes. And it was brought to our attention. I remember listening to it and laughing. So it kind of stemmed from that, and and then I gave my soul to his cult, and and then
it worked out.
And it worked out. And then, and then, like I said, last year, Milford and I in September went and met all those guys and a bunch of him and his co-host Simone and a couple of other people that participate in his podcast and have their own podcasts, and had a absolutely fantastic time. And we also had, and more recently we had Ben Lancaster, who is doing the independent film The Further Adventures of Walt's Frozen Head. And that was awesome. That was awesome.
Julie. We had Julie, too, talking about Disneyland.
That's right, we had Julie on. That's right, she was before that. Sorry, can't forget her. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's all we've had. It's been a while, but... So, hey, listen, if anybody's interested in coming on, you can certainly... get in contact with us. We're not
that scary.
We're not. No, we're not. Maybe to look at, but to listen to, I don't think so. Well, I can only speak for myself. So,
Hey, listen, I skipped makeup, so
we got three good-looking ladies on here, so they're nice to look at. My screen got. Oh, there it is. So guests were always fun. So I'd like to think in the future episodes we'll grab some more guests and chat about some other stuff. I don't know. So the other thing we have on the list here is what we've learned from each other and podcasting in general.
So much.
A lot.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm with you, RJ. I think I just joined Twitter whenever all of this started, and had a baby website. It was like 6 months old, so I knew nothing. Absolutely nothing. I still don't know how to podcast. I just show up every week and y'all tell me what to do.
No,
yeah.
Listen,
you're the organized one.
That's why you're always first.
I don't know what I'm doing.
It's not only because Adrianne starts with A, it's because I can count on you to be prepared, because I'm not. Because as you know, I'm not a planner.
Adrianne always has her lists.
That's right.
I do have a list.
Here's my list. That was my 5 things I wrote down, and that's all I got for this week.
Yay!
I must say, though, I should take pictures of it. When we first started, about the first 30 to 40 episodes, I have a regular-sized notebook, and I had extensive outlines because I was nervous because I didn't want to stumble on my words until I got comfortable. Now, I just ramble like an idiot, so...
And now we're like, what's an actual topic? Like, we
Right,
start with a general idea, and then we're just like,
let's
see what this ends up.
I just want to see what the first tangent will be. Because we're going to go on a tangent. Just pack your bags. We're going to go on it.
All right, refill your drink.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we're going on a tangent.
We had a nice spreadsheet where, we were supposed to put topics in every week.
Yeah.
On Google Docs so we could all look at it. And
who we're going to be traveling with.
Who was going to be traveling and who was going to be away, so we knew everything was going on.
And I always lose the link.
It worked for a very long time, and then it just
ended. I still can't find it.
I think it's in the description for our group, but to be honest, I don't even know.
Yeah, it's. I have it just like in my regular, just like Google Docs app on the phone. Just goes right to it, or on my Gmail. But yeah, we tried, and I think spontaneity kind of works. I mean, we do have like we don't just like call. Well, sometimes we do. We get on the Skype call, like, all right, so what's up for this week?
If I do anything interesting,
let's do some quick research and let's pull this up, pull that up. So, which I think is also fun too, because then we just don't sound like a bunch of robots reading off of paper.
Yeah,
but
which is another problem.
I like that I never know what anybody else is going to say when we talk about a movie or if we're talking about like our favorite whatever, because then it kind of, I think it's a more natural conversation when you don't already know what someone's going to say.
Agreed.
And I think we all have a depth of knowledge where even if we get on the call on Monday at 9 and we're like, what are we going to talk about?
Right.
We can pull something. I mean, there's always something relevant. We all have extensive knowledge of our own areas, so we can we make it work.
And if nothing else, there's always Disney news to talk about.
Well, there's always
drama.
Complain about.
Or complain about.
Hashtag Diz Twitter outrage. Which is always my favorite.
Hashtag.
Oh man. So yeah.
Jerry says he loves us.
Oh.
Yes.
We love you too.
We're all friends. Friends. Yes. Gotta go. Oh, that's who that. Oh, cool. Thanks, dude. Okay. So now I know who Lauren Jones is. I'm sorry I didn't know that's who you were on Twitter. I just saw you today or yesterday. Okay, so Lauren, I'll have to get his handle and put it out there. So actually, another guy I follow, Rob Yao, the graphic artist who makes fantastic stuff, and I've bought I think every pin set that he's ever put out because he's made all these nostalgia pin sets from like old Tomorrowland and the old Epcot stuff, and he puts them on Kickstarter, and I back them, and I get the thing with the. And he lives over in London, but he does awesome graphic design stuff. So, and actually, I've been meaning to have him do like a logo for us. I just keep forgetting to message him to do like a podcast logo. Would be great, and then maybe we can get like some T-shirts or something. So anyway, he retweeted something that that this guy Lauren made. So. If I'm getting it right, he was a cast member at one point. He built out of Legos from his own design a Kilimanjaro Safari's ride vehicle. So he built like a not full scale, but here he is. He's got it in the chat group. It's at Futureport on Twitter.
Yeah, I just put it up on the screen so everybody can follow.
So he built like whatever scale model, like a regular Lego size. If you see my hands, I don't know, yay big, decent size. Ride vehicle, and he had like characters in it and people that looked like the driver and the narrator and everything. But then he had nods to the Adventurers Club on it from the old Pleasure Island, and he had like yes, there it is.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I counted on him, and I was like, dude, because he was like, I think I should submit the plans to Lego to see if I can have this built, and I was like, I'd buy that in a heartbeat. It's freaking awesome, right? To build from scratch. Awesome. I mean, I love Legos. I play with Legos, but I was never, maybe I did, but I don't remember. But that was so I don't know. geek out on stuff like that. So
if anybody wants to follow Lauren, I just put his Twitter stuff up in the live feed. So
yeah, he put it up in there too. So yeah, pretty cool stuff.
That's
really
awesome.
amazing.
If you flip where the back view is, he's got the professor. So he's got all the characters from the Adventurers Club, which was the club in Pleasure Island. So he's got some of them up there, and then there's the professor guys down in the little thing. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, awesome
That
stuff.
is so
awesome
cool.
Stuff. For an old Disney history nerd like me, I was like, yay! There's also a guy who made a Spaceship Earth model as well, and I think was also trying to get in contact with Lego to have it to see if it could be mass produced, I guess. So I don't know whatever came of that, but anyway. So yeah, so this is the stuff I was talking about earlier, where something as simple as just doing this podcast or following somebody on Twitter or somebody retweeting something, and then you get in contact with somebody else, and it spirals into other interests, and Disney still being the thread with stuff. I mean, I've linked up with people with music stuff. I'm not active anymore, but I play the drums, but I used to be in bands and stuff, so that stuff has always, music's still a huge part of my life, but with other parts of culture, things that I like, being, just seeing it in my feeds, making cocktails, tiki stuff, and exotica music and things like that, and so that has stemmed me meeting a whole new group of people who love Disney World, but then have taken it to the next level with all these other things, and it's just I don't know. It's crazy because it's almost like it's like you meet. It's like you're part of other families. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then again, those things, what everybody's going on. You chat with these people almost on a daily basis, and I don't know. It's just cool.
Even within our little group, because we're spanning 2 different coasts, if merch comes in, Adrianne helped me get the Be Our Guest mug when I couldn't get it, and we can kind of hop and get each other what we need.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. Jessica scored me a nice a Humphrey the Bear mug.
Oh, yeah.
That I've never seen. I mean, Wilderness Lodge used to carry stuff like that, but I haven't been in there in a while, and I had never seen it on Disney World property, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, definitely.
I tried to get you a Hitchhiking Ghost Tiki mug this last weekend at the Disney meet, but holy cow.
I told you.
Did you see what it finally went for?
It was over 200, right?
It was close to 3.
Yeah. Oh. So that was last year's glaze, the red glaze. I have the first year one that my buddy Ian got me. So that was the other thing. I mean, just these. I know I told the story on here, but it's just crazy when you get involved in this stuff and the things people kind of just do without asking. I mean, I went to my wife and I were on a trip, just the two of us, and I went. Trader Sam's was doing a behind the scenes event, like a paid event. It was part of the food and wine. It was $100 for 2 hours, and excuse me, they showed you. They did food pairings with 5 drinks. So 4 food pairings and 1 dessert. So they showed you how they made the drinks. They explained the effects in the lounge, and it was very limited. It was only whatever seating room there is. So there's only about 20-something seats in that place. So it was very intimate. The bartenders were in there. The chef came out with each meal, explained why he paired it with each drink. They showed you how they made the drink. They gave you recipe cards, and as a parting gift, you got to keep the menu and the stuff that they gave you, and they gave you one of the zombie tiki mugs to take home. But they let you drink out of the Hitchhiking Ghost mug because it wasn't released to the public yet, but you could not take it home. So they had one for everybody to drink out of, but then they all politely took them back from out of their hands, and nobody was allowed to leave until they were all accounted for. So, whatever. And so they did 4 of those events, 1 a week for a couple of weeks. My buddy Ian, who I met through Twitter, who lives in Florida, but down close to the bottom, was going there, I think, 2 weeks after me. The mugs were then released, so you were allowed to drink from them and then purchase them. So I, told him, because I was in another chat group with him about what happened, and I was like, I got to drink out of it, but then they took it away from us. All of a sudden, he DM'd me after he got back. He said, I need your post, because he's Scottish. So he said, I need your post. He said, I got you a mug He said, because that's not right what they did to you, and I'm going to want to send it to you. I was like, you're kidding me. I was like, tears. I was like, dude, that's freaking awesome. So, it's stuff like that that's, I never would ever think some stuff like that would happen, you know what I mean? It's just like, so it's just cool. It's just really cool. We've gotten involved in Secret Santa groups on Twitter with people that I've stayed in touch with for 2 years. We've done it 2 years in a row with a group of like 20-something people, and it's like the best thing in the world. So, pretty cool stuff. All from a little podcast. Because in the grand scheme of things, we are little compared to some of the other podcasts that I listen to that have huge followings and huge social media presence. And yeah, I'm not complaining. I like what we have. I'm not saying that we have to be this juggernaut, but it's just amazing to me that the level that some of these podcasts are on, and the followers that they have, and the feedback they get and stuff like that. It's just pretty cool. It's a pretty powerful thing for a hobby, more or less. Well, for me, it's a way of life. I think for all of us, it is. I guess that's why we're doing this.
And it's an outlet. It's a good outlet. You know what I mean? Like, people in my real life get tired of hearing about Disney all the time.
Yep.
So it's nice. Because, like, my sister and I, of course, are completely obsessed, and we'll start talking about it at a family dinner. My mom's like, really? Do we have to talk about Disney again?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you...
Yeah.
Right?
It's true. It happens at my house, too. If we have family gatherings, my family will huddle in the kitchen, and the topic will mainly be Disney. My father, my uncle, my brother, whoever, and then in the other room would be, like, my wife's side of the family or cousins or whoever else is there, and they're talking about, like, real life...
normal things,
dumb stuff. I'm like, ew, no, I don't care about that stuff.
Yeah, so we're planning a big family trip in 2020, and so my sister was over on Saturday? I think, Saturday. We had a cookout, and so Alyssa and I and Christopher were talking about, okay, where would Mom and Dad like to eat? They haven't been here since, like, 2014, I think was the last time Mom and Dad were down there. And so Alyssa mentioned it to Mom later, and Mom was like, listen, I have way too much to get to before 2020. Y'all are being ridiculous.
Like, no, you're not. No. I know. It's
I want to know if you want to do via Napoli or do you want to do Ohana. Pick one.
I mean, you need to know 6 months in advance, so it's 2020, but it's really only 18 months away.
Exactly.
I know. It's like we're going in April again for the kids' school break, and it's like my father was over the other day. We had a little barbecue impromptu over the weekend, and he was like, yeah, we're getting close. I'm like, oh, crap, you're right. Yeah, October.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, all right, I got to start. My kids are old enough now to have, input. And remember
that's nice of you.
I know.
Listen, it's not my trip anymore. It's their trips. I just go along for the ride.
Sure.
My son will be 14 when we go back, and my daughter will be almost 12, and then the little guy will be 6.5. So the 14-year-old and the 12-year-old are sure. I mean, the 14-year-old definitely, because we've held him off for years from being like, oh, can we just go and walk around? I'm like, no, you got to be like, like, I don't know, 18 or something. Otherwise, they won't let you. You can't be away from an adult until you're this age. And he knows I'm full of shit, so because he can read and he's on the website. So he's like, no, you can be 12. I'm like, yeah, you can be 12, but you need somebody 18 or older with you. I said so. So at 14, he's I'm sure. Listen, they know their way around. They've been there enough times. Spoiled brats.
Mm-hmm.
I know my children have a very unrealistic view of how often most people go to Disney World.
Isn't it? Mine do too. It's scary.
It's,
or even just how present Disney is in everyday life. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
We've got several trips planned for the year, and my kids are like, "Mom, how many times are we going?"
All of the times.
So like, well, I'm going this many times, but if you want to stay home, that's fine.
That's right. Yeah,
exactly.
Nobody's forcing you.
You don't have to go.
You don't have to go.
No, that's okay. We'll come.
I was watching home movies with my mom like last weekend, and we saw when I had my crib, there was a giant poster of Walt's face over the crib. So I thought I never had a chance. I've been indoctrinated since day one.
Since birth.
My nursery was Winnie the Pooh. My actual birthday is on Christopher Robin's birthday.
Oh, yeah, you were in it from
A.A. Milne's son, yeah. I had no hope. No hope.
Yes, Heather. It's much cheaper without kids. Actually, it's not. I don't know.
It depends on the activities you choose.
For some people, it might be, but for a rum-soaked pirate, as I like to consider myself, I did a lot of damage down there by myself at Food and Wine. Yeah, lots of damage.
And
I
lots
spent
more
a lot of money.
Yeah.
No, there was no. My shopping was food. That was it. I bought 3 souvenirs: an Epcot 35 T-shirt, a hat, and I bought a couple of ornaments for my family. The rest was food and booze for 4 days.
And we just funnel that money into things we can't do when the kids are there. You know what I mean? Tours.
Yeah.
Right, for tours like we talked about on another episode. Yeah.
I will say we're leaving 2 behind on our next trip. They're old enough now, so we're only taking our youngest daughter, who's still a teenager, for Mickey's Not So Scary. And I'm like, wow, we just saved $200 by taking one child.
Nice.
Look at all the money we just saved.
I know. My parents are going in October with my uncle. I think one of my cousins is going too, but they would go anyway without them. And I was like, oh, are you guys doing a party one night? And my father's like, yeah, we're doing it on the Tuesday night. I was like, damn it. I was like, because you won't even go and see all the new stuff because they don't go on teacups. I don't either, but I would stand there and watch it. None of them go on Space Mountain, so they won't. I'm like, damn it. I was like, why are you going to the Halloween
I'll go
party?
On Space Mountain.
I want to do the new Space Mountain for the Halloween party.
I want to
see dark.
It's all dark.
It's like Ghost Galaxy, I think it's supposed to be like, or similar to it. I don't know if it's going to be exactly the same as Disneyland's, but I haven't heard anything from anybody who's been, so I don't know.
want to see all the live characters at Pirates.
Yes, that's
yeah. That's probably pretty cool.
In Disneyland now you can meet Red, but it's outside of the attraction, so it's not the same thing.
Oh, yeah?
But still, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
She's a face character in New Orleans Square, so.
I like the controversy around her is so big that now she's a character meeting.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
She's her own, and everybody loves her, so I think it's actually softened people to the change because they like her as a face character so much.
Disney.
Yeah.
They should have done that to begin with.
I know.
I'll go to California to get in line to meet Red.
And then have her tell people that she didn't want to be auctioned off anymore. And people will be like, okay, if you don't want it, then that's okay. But
let her tell the story.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yeah, so, I don't know. How long will she be out, Jilly wants to know. Oh, I assume you're talking about Red? I don't know.
Is it just the parties?
Maybe just the Halloween season? Or
Red
is
is out
permanent?
indefinitely. Red is just a character now.
Oh.
Yeah, she's been out for 6 months, I think. So, yeah.
Oh, cool. All right, thanks, Adam. Thanks for checking in and watching, man. I'll talk to you soon. Yes, work. I know. So yeah, that's. Oh, Julie's going in a couple of weeks. Cool. So we want pictures then.
Yeah, and you have to tell me about Pixar Pier because you're going to get there first.
There you go. Well, there you go. Maybe we'll have to line up have her come on and talk about it then.
Yeah.
Pixar Pier. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. New stuff is always good to hear about firsthand. I mean, you can read about it on the social media stuff and you see videos people put, but I think to hear people's experiences goes further with me, I think.
Yeah, especially with attractions, because no picture is going to give you the same thing as someone that actually went on it.
No, absolutely not.
I'm still anxious to see Toy Story Land.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. I know
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
I've got
2.5
3.
weeks.
Nice.
Wait, when are you going to be down there, Milford?
I'm there the 12th through the 16th.
We're there. When do we go down, Christopher? 14th?
13th. Well, 14th.
Yeah, we'll be the 14th, 15th, and 16th, yeah.
Well, heck, we'll have to meet up then.
Yeah, we will.
I'll be at Wine Food Festival every night.
We're doing the Halloween party that Friday, and then Saturday night we're dropping off the kids at the Pixar Play Zone because it's cheaper than buying them a park ticket. And doing Hollywood Studios and then Epcot for sure. That evening we'll be in
I'm
Epcot.
at Epcot Saturday night because that's where our closing dinner is.
Yeah, that's where we'll
Because
be.
I'm down there for KeyCon.
At some point.
Cool. I'm going to Halloween Horror Nights Friday night. I know, non-Disney, sorry.
Oh.
But there's right
that.
now there's like 40 of us from the KeyCon
I hope
going.
you guys get to do the Stranger Things one.
I know, that one looks cool.
It's
but-
so it's
that
the
looks so
first
cool.
night.
It's the first night? You're going the first
The
night?
media.
Yeah,
Probably
no,
not media.
media's 2 days before that.
You've done it before, haven't you?
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Is it different stuff every year, or is it
Yeah,
pretty
they
much the
change
same?
out the haunted houses every year.
I don't do scary. I don't think I could do it.
Me neither. I don't like
Houses
it.
are not my thing.
Nope.
Me neither. I don't like it.
Oh, I like it. We have not too far north, but I mean, over at Busch Gardens, we have House Scream.
Yeah, they do it.
So-
They do the same kind of thing at Cedar Point and whatever Kings Island's called. I guess it's still Kings Island. So
It's still Kings Island.
it's all owned by Cedar Fair
Yeah.
now. So yeah, but that's cool. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, we'll have to meet up for sure.
Yeah,
We'll just play it
definitely,
by ear because
definitely.
I'm in seminars all day Friday and Saturday. I know
So
Zach
you're
is
gonna need
listening.
it.
Work,
Zach's going to be
hard
there with
work.
us. So.
I'll be in the pool. And then
Well,
That's right.
I'm staying at Beach Club, so
we're at
I plan to
Port
use some pool
Orleans,
time while
Riverside
I'm
this
there
time.
too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've never done Riverside. We've done French Quarter, but never Riverside.
Go see Hubbub.
We will!
Yes, you need to.
Oh yeah,
Must
definitely.
see
I hope so,
Hubbub.
if we
I
have
still haven't done that yet either.
But it's a super quick trip. Like, we're leaving, we'll be there like half a day Friday, all day Saturday, and then back home Sunday. So,
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh, that is fast.
we quick. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, quick trip's better than no trip.
Exactly. Because a month
Me
ago,
neither.
this trip didn't exist. So, I'll take it.
Nice.
I like those trips.
Yeah.
Me too. I need to move closer.
Yeah.
This 22 hours away crap sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a bit more of a drive than I do,
Yeah.
but not by much.
Yeah.
No.
At least
If I
you
make
get
the kids pee in a
I-95.
urinal, I can make it an 8.5.
There you go. Pee in a bottle. Bring a Gatorade bottle.
No, I work in healthcare. I can get urinals. We're good.
Oh, there you. Oh, that's right. Oh,
Just
you're
wear
those
diapers,
urinals.
you're fine.
I know what you mean. Yeah, that's right.
Some
Pull-ups.
pull-ups on my 8.
Yeah.
Pull-ups.
We'll be fine.
Fine. Even for the
That's
adults, too.
hilarious. Oh my!
Ay. I don't know.
There's your
All right,
tangent.
I was going to say, Melanie, there's your tangent.
Yeah.
There we went.
What? She's hiding now.
Look,
Oh, you're
squirrel.
We went into urinals.
I forget no.
Which is only
in healthcare.
no. Oh well, I mean,
You did. You're a
in a
nurse. Yeah.
former life, I was a nurse, so yeah. So I can see visualize them. Like, I totally do it. We've given up. We just fly for the next few trips. We're just
Right.
flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just parking it here because we just can't on I-95 anymore.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not my favorite thing. It's just what the cost-effective thing is.
Right.
Flying-
Exactly.
Flying 5 from New York area airports is, yeah.
So we're on the flyer drive bubble.
Yeah.
And
So are we.
if it's 3 or fewer of us going, it's actually cheaper usually to fly.
Oh,
By the
yeah.
time you add gas and overnight parking and things like that, and wear and tear on Fat Amy, who is our minivan. But her real name's Fat Patricia. So wear and tear on Fat Amy and all that, and you still have to stop to eat and all those good things. So
Fatty
if
pack.
it's 3 or fewer, it's always cheaper for us to fly. If it's 4, it depends again on our tolerance for a road trip.
Yeah.
Right now, it's very small. I just want to park my car and go. I don't
Yeah,
want to even
okay.
think about it. I
Right.
don't want to think about it. But if
feel
it's
ya.
all 5 of us, we're probably road tripping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, that's what happens with us.
That just pushes me a little over the comfort threshold.
What do y'all fly? What company?
Southwest usually, Delta or American if they've got direct flights that work better. When we went to San Francisco, we flew American because they had the direct flights we wanted, and to have a layover with Southwest, it really wasn't that much more. It was a little bit more, and then we had to pay for our bags with American. But the convenience of the direct flight made it worth it 1,000 times over.
Right.
From where we are in Raleigh, there's several flights that are nonstop every day between Raleigh and Orlando. So Southwest, it's a no-brainer. We rack up points.
Yeah.
So, and it's easier to rack up points on Southwest than it is with most other airlines. So, or at least the routes we travel, at least the routes that we frequent, it just makes sense. So, and bags fly free, man.
Yeah, for me it's been Delta because they have direct flights out of Indy. Southwest does not.
Direct flights are
that's the only way to go.
And the best part about Delta is they have a direct flight down at 6 a.m. and a direct flight back at 7 p.m.
Oh, nice.
So I get like 2 extra days vacation out of it.
Yeah.
Because I have their American Express card, I don't pay for my bag.
Yeah, JetBlue does the same thing. That's what we fly from up here. And I got the JetBlue card too, so you rack up the points and the whole 9 yards. And they have a red eye, like a 6 or 6:30 that I can fly out of the Westchester Airport here, direct to Orlando. And then same thing, they have like a late, like an 8 o'clock. I think when we came back in September, I took an 8 o'clock flight out of there. So you got like the whole day, and Magic Express gets you at 5 or whatever the hell it is. So you don't lose the day having to fly early in the morning.
Yeah, because I'm in California. Southwest has flights every 90 minutes, all day, every day. So it's really easy to schedule what you want to do.
Yep. I mean, I remember back in the day, JetBlue used to have. My wife and I would go down to Florida on a whim up until the kids were born, because there was literally you can find a $49 direct flight into Orlando or even into Tampa or something, and then get a one-way rental car. It's only like an hour and 40-minute drive from Tampa into Orlando or from Fort Myers, whatever, anywhere. It was so cheap.
Yeah,
Not anymore.
Your mom said she's going to just miss me in 2 weeks.
They're going the beginning of October.
Yeah.
I think like the 2nd to the 9th or something like that. I don't know.
They're going to miss us by 1 day.
I don't know the exact dates. It's something like that. Like that.
Because I'll be there in September for work, and then I'm taking, the fam's going in October. That's when we're going to do Mickey's Not So Scary.
Nice.
Do you have a costume?
No.
Not yet. Not yet. I will. I promise I will.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find a costume for the 80s party at KeyCon, so...
Adrianne seems to have the best ideas. I mean, she's doing, Yzma and Kronk and the Angel and Devil. How do you beat that? You gotta get ideas from me.
I'll let you borrow my Yzma costume, Melanie.
Well, my daughter has these polka dotted shorts, so she wants to do like a red top and do mini. I think it's October, but it could go either way. It could still be blistering hot, or it could be not, but still humid. So comfort. My husband's not going to do anything more than a t-shirt costume, that he can wear his khakis with. That's a deal breaker. He will wear anything ridiculous as long as it's a t-shirt. Because
Christopher, I made him go all out when he did Han Solo, right, when we did the Star Wars one.
Right.
But he and I have been having this big debate about regular shorts versus cargo shorts. And we found out that cargo shorts clearly win, because when you go into a park without bags, you need to take everything in the park. So for his Kronk costume, I found purple cargo shorts. And so I said, you can't argue with me anymore.
Wow.
Purple
You are
cargo shorts.
Purple.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, purple cargo shorts.
That is Jedi Master level.
Blue t-shirt, and then I can vinyl on the little yellow, accessory thing.
Yeah.
It'll work.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
Do you still make t-shirts, Adrianne?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Mm-hmm. I haven't in a while. Well, in a few weeks. I kind of went on a t-shirt making binge a couple weeks ago, and then and then I ran out of vinyl, and I haven't reordered any. So.
Yeah, last time I dressed up full for a Halloween party was a while ago, and it was in October, and it was 90 degrees in.
Yeah, it's still too
and I
hot.
was in full pirate regalia. I had the hat, I had a big wig on, and a big long beard, like Blackbeard. I brought boots. I brought like the whole
gosh.
costume. I had sword.
How itchy that must have
Sounds
been.
so
know.
hot.
I kept it on the whole time
melty.
until we got on the bus, and then I took the beard off, and then the hat. There's nowhere to put it, so I had to keep it on my head. But
Yeah, that's even
I was
worse
a-
when you're on a cruise line, though, too.
yeah, I was a sweaty mess at the end of the day. Everybody was. We were all pirates, and yeah, and that was it. The other parties we've gone to, I've just worn like the Mickey's Not So Scary T-shirt.
Yeah, I've got a
And a
polka
pair of
dotted
shoes.
blouse that goes with some capris. I might just put on mini ears and call it a day
There you
because
go.
I don't want to be melty. And we're going to be at the
Yeah.
parks probably around. We're going to get there around 1 or 2.
Go in at
Because
2 now.
We're past. No. We're pass holders, so we can get in early. So with our annual pass,
Oh, gotcha.
we've got some fast passes for earlier in the day, so we'll get there around probably 1 or 2. And I don't want to be up in a costume all day long.
Yeah.
I'm not about that life, so I'm going to be comfortable. So if I, have some little capris
Well,
and my
listen.
polka dotted shirt, I'm good.
I'm pretty sure my Yzma costume is going to be like a black maxi dress with some sort of purpley headdress thing. So,
Ooh,
keep it
that's
easy
Yeah.
and comfortable, and then just take the headdress off. Then.
Who's
So-
Epcot bar
Honestly,
crawl?
wearing a dress helps when it's hot because there's a little bit of a breeze.
When they're done,
Why did it take me so long to figure that out?
Yeah.
I know.
I
Just
tried.
for the Halloween parties, I think I've only done costumes with dresses just because it makes such a difference.
Yes.
I think I should try that next time.
You
should.
should.
It's got to be
telling
nice
you.
and airy.
You could pull it off, RJ. I know it.
Oh, I could.
So-
I'm sure I could.
Before our family reunion
I'm so pretty.
cruise. Oh, yeah. So before our family reunion cruise, which was a couple of years ago on the Magic, I found the skirt version of yoga pants. Changed my life.
What is that?
Like, it's yoga. I mean, you know how the
fold
waistband?
over.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fold over, or don't fold it over if it's under a t-shirt anyway, and you have baby.
Listen, it's all I was pregnant. And after
Even if your baby's 15, have to give them.
Well,
It
I don't
still
have a
counts.
baby, but I've got the bulge anyway, so I know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
you're adorable. Gosh, you're adorable. So, but yeah, it's got like the yoga pant waistband, but
Yeah.
it's a skirt. It's a skirt, so you can have it like midi length. I'm sure there's middies, but I like the middies or the maxis. So
I gotta check
I like
this
them like
out,
right
man.
around my knees because I don't like them too short.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, on a cruise, you pack them up. They pack up like this big. They're nothing
Gotta
to
check
them.
this out, man. Where did you
Oh,
get
yeah.
it from?
A few places, believe it or not. Target had a bunch of them at the time. Amazon's always a good place for some cotton skirts.
Amazon has everything. Man.
Amazon has everything.
I bet
Is that
you-
where you got the purple cargo shorts?
Yes, it is.
Amazon.
Where I got
bet
all my
you the,
Halloween party costumes.
Yep.
The best.
How did we live before Amazon?
I don't think we did. It wasn't really living.
It was not living. It was sad.
Even with Prime, now if something takes 5 days to ship instead of 2, you're just going like, ugh.
I know.
I
Yeah.
bet you the same people that make those yoga things are the same ones that made those jeggings a bunch of years ago. Same
Hey,
company.
don't put down jeggings.
No, we do not.
I wasn't putting them down. I'm just saying. I bet you it's the same company. So, on the little chat here, so the Epcot bar crawl. So he's a guy that I've followed on Twitter, and he literally he lives the next town over from me, but it's like he's right over the line, so it's like 10 minutes from my house, and we didn't know it at all until before this last trip in April. So
That's adorable.
yeah, and besides that, so I think I know I said it on here, but we were both staying at the Polynesian during the spring break time because the school systems in both towns are on the same thing, in the same freaking longhouse, and we still couldn't meet up to have at least one drink together anywhere. Ridiculous.
How?
How? Because he has 3 kids, similar ages as mine. I have 3 kids, so we were like, oh, this is easy. We're going to meet up somewhere, and the kids can run around, meet new kids, and we can... Nope, didn't happen once. Like, the last night we were going to be there, he was like, oh, I'm up at Tambu Lounge. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll try to do that. And then by the time we were doing packing and getting the kids to go to sleep, and I was like, it was like 11 o'clock, I'm like, And it just didn't happen. And I was like, can I kick myself? I was like, this is ridiculous. It's like, how does that happen? Literally, we were in the same longhouse on opposite ends. Like, it was absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, he's putting it on the group now too. It was like the stupidest thing in the world.
It happens.
The fact that we live like 10 minutes away from each other too, and it's like, yeah. So it'll happen. It'll happen. But it's just maddening sometimes. It's like such an easy thing. It would always be like, oh, where are you guys? It would be like, where are you guys going today? And he'd be like, oh, we're at the studios. I'm like, oh crap, okay, we're at Magic Kingdom. So it's like not even we're like never crossed paths anywhere.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part because like Nick, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Alassi, he does.
Oh yeah, yep.
Sorry, Nick. Like he's tried to meet up with us probably 2 or 3 times now, and every time, because of course I've got my trip planned out 6 months ahead of time, he's somewhere else, and we can never seem to get it together.
That's what's nice about Disneyland, man. You just hop the park and run across the street, and you're good to go.
That is nice.
Yeah.
That isn't. Yeah. No, you're right. That's right. So, who knows? I don't know. Well, I'm staying in Animal Kingdom Animal Kingdom Lodge next April, so plan your trips. That's where I'll be. Oh, I don't know. Well, I think it's getting to be that time.
Well, I got one other thing.
Go for it.
As you know, we had the Indie Disney meet this last weekend, and I set up my booth for the travel agency there, and I've kind of been helping these guys over the last 11 years with the event off and on. I missed a couple years, but as you know, the event they do is to raise money for, well, their organization is Magical Wishes for Kids, but that through that 501c3 they raise money for Give Kids the World, which is the village in Orlando that basically makes Make-A-Wish happen. They're kind of the brains behind getting the kids down there so they can actually go to Disney World or Universal. They do both. Well, they had the event this last weekend, and you guys probably saw I live stream for a little bit from there. It was really busy. It was really crowded. At one point, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it was elbow to elbow, and you could barely walk through the place.
Wow.
They raised $43,000 this year.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Last year, I think we were at 22 or 23, so
that's amazing.
Almost doubled the amount of money we raised.
That's
nice.
awesome.
Good for you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it was a really good event, and we've talked about some other things we're going to try and do next year.
I saw you. I know you had told us beforehand, but I saw Lou Mangello was putting pictures from there with what was the girl, the woman, Roxy Dar.
Yes, Roxy Dar was there.
Yeah.
She was one of the performers, actually.
Yeah.
She actually sang. She's actually pretty good. Lou was there. Jeff Barnes was there. And by the way, Jeff Barnes wants to come on the show, talk about his books.
Set it up.
Absolutely.
So, I also met the guys from D-Dub Radio. They're a little over 100 podcast episodes. I had no idea who those guys were, but they were there. Behind the Ears guys were there. The Be Our Guest podcast was there, of course, with their travel agency as well. They were actually one of the major sponsors for the
I was going to say,
event.
I saw he posted I saw a thing on Twitter. I think they raised, $30,000 that the 12-hour event that he does for the live thing he does for his podcast.
Yeah. They raised like $30,000 on their own and sent to Give Kids the World. So, yeah. But it was a good time. Good time.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely, yeah. No,
and I appreciate all the other
successful
podcasts for helping get the word out. And I know it was kind of rushed to try and get the word out, but I'll try and do a little better next year.
No, that's okay. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad you had a good turnout. Yeah, it looked like that video. Definitely, there was a lot of people there. That's good. That's good. I don't, there's not any around me that I know of that happened. So that's awesome.
Yeah, this one started 11 years ago out of that other organization that other, Disboards basically.
Gotcha.
Dreams
Yeah.
Unlimited, those guys were actually instrumental in helping them with that when they started, but they've kind of faded away. And it makes sense because they're in Florida and it's hard for them to get here. So
Yeah.
But they still do their own fundraiser for Give Kids a World since they're in Florida. So it's all good. So
cool. Absolutely.
But it was a good time. I think I didn't get a chance to talk to him because I never found him, but I think Kenny the Pirate was there as well. They had a banner over in one corner with his banner up, and
was he charging $300 to go and talk to him and meet him?
No, I don't know. I didn't go over there, so
like he was doing in the park.
Oh, he was the one that was doing that.
Yeah, it was him.
Okay.
Wait, what? I missed something. What?
He put on something. Yeah, he lost a lot of credibility on that one. I don't know, not that long. Maybe it was for one of the Halloween parties or for something. He had something on his website that you could come and hang out with him in the parks for $299.
And that didn't include your pass to get in either.
And that didn't include to get in.
And I don't even think it was the whole day.
And it wasn't. Yeah, it was some nonsense. Oh yeah, he's like, I don't know what provoked that or what happened, but he got, a
lot of drama.
He got a lot of, well, I mean,
clearly
asinine. I mean, he might as well be, what does he think he is, Tom Corliss? But,
ouch.
I don't know.
Like, for your $300, do you get, like, this code and he tells you where he is? I mean, what if you're just there?
I don't know.
Does he not acknowledge?
What if you're just stalking?
I mean, for $300, there's got to be something.
I don't know. You just get to say you hung out with Kenny the Pirate. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll charge you $3. I'll charge you $3.
That's what makes
buy me a
happy.
beer, and you can hang out with RJ the Pirate. I don't know.
same difference.
You probably laugh more with me. I don't know who the guy is.
We like RJ the Pirate. We'll keep RJ.
So I just want to let everybody know about that, and it was a good time, and it's always a good time. They have stuff for the kids. The 501st was there, and their costumes. They had the fairy tale princesses. There's a group in Indy that they all dress up, and they look spot on, pretty much. They could probably get jobs at Disney World if they wanted to. So it was a good time, and they're actually talking about we may have to move to a bigger facility next year.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's really cool.
That's a good thing.
Outgrown the building we're in, and that's 2 buildings we've outgrown in the last 5 years.
Wow.
Great.
So,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Huh. I was better at planning things. Maybe I'd try to do something in my area.
Yeah, maybe next year, maybe we can
fly
get
to
everybody
Indy.
to come to it, and we'll just do a podcast from there. Because Aaron's actually asked if we want to do that at some point. So a lot of the other podcasters, they put them up in one of the rooms, and it's a breakout session. You get like 45 minutes, and you can do your podcast from there, which was kind of cool.
Maybe I'll have to make my first trip to the Midwest then.
Come to Indiana. There's lots of breweries.
There you go.
And we have a few distilleries too. So
I'm there. I'm there. Okay, well, as we like to say before this goes more off the rails, but I think we did pretty good tonight.
Fairly on topic.
I think we stayed fairly on topic. This was definitely a lot of fun. I think we will be doing this again at some point in the near future. Maybe, not for our 200th, probably before that. We will, maybe just some random night, depending on the topic. We'll tell everybody we're going live tonight.
When we need some input,
Now that we know how to do this, and by we I mean you guys, not so much.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
Again, I just showed up. So.
Heather must know you.
No, I think she just listens to the podcast and realizes that, I don't know, lure him in with booze. Yes, it works.
But hey, if you like the show, leave us some notes and let us know that you liked it. It's always encouragement for us to do this again. And if you've got topics that you want to hear us talk about or research for you and let people ask questions, we can do that as well, too.
Yes, definitely. Go to our Facebook page and give it a like if you don't already. And just I mean, Jessica does 99% of our social media stuff, and she does a fantastic job. She's always getting posts out there and things like that on the Facebook group. But
I need to step it up a little, but I'm trying.
Hey, listen, everybody's
great.
busy. Everybody's got jobs. I think what you do is fine. But what I would encourage our people and listeners is just put something on there. If you go on a trip, say, "Hey, listen, I'm here. I went here. Check out this merchandise. Check this out. Hey, I heard you guys talking about this," or something like that. And just I think once more other members get active in it, besides just us as the people who run it, or mainly Jessica, because I know I never post anything. I mean, the podcast automatically posts itself because Milford set all that up, so I just kind of hit buttons. I think maybe it'll spark some more stuff going on. Yes, thank you, Simone.
Right.
Please, you're too kind. You're too kind.
And we also have a website where we have a blog, too, if you need even more Disney topics than what we cover every week.
Thank you for mentioning that, because that's what I wanted to mention a lot earlier. It's getting later, so I know there's not as many people watching. But most of the people on here, everybody except me, have a blog or another form of ways to get you different Disney information, and I encourage everybody to subscribe to them and sign up for them. Adrianne has her blog that she does with her sister called WDW Bound that you can subscribe to. It's over on WordPress. The Dear Duchess has her blog called The Duchess of Disneyland, which is fantastic for me since I've never been to Disneyland, and I love reading all the ins and outs of it because she's extremely knowledgeable. Don't let her youngness fool you. She's extremely knowledgeable about Disneyland and things going on. And Milford has a general travel blog about a lot of stuff, but there is Disney stuff thrown in there. Melanie is the editor,
cruise queen,
very much involved with the Disney cruise. Oh, look! Oh,
DCL Prep School.
Always
DCL
on brand.
Prep School.
DCL
So
Prep School.
please
Come find me.
And mine's called
Everybody
Milford
just-
on the Move. In case.
Yeah, I mean,
you find
it's-
that.
And we have a blog on the Dis Explorers website, too, with original posts as well.
Yes.
So I mean, all the links are in the show notes that I put out there, and then and on our website that Jessica takes care of. So go find subscribe. It comes in your email. None of them it's crazy. It's not like you're getting 6 a day.
Right.
One a week, one every couple weeks. Very easy reads. None of them. It's not like your 4-page. You know what I mean? Very quick, easy reads, just to give you a little bit of information, some insight, and some different advice on stuff. Really fantastic. Whether you're a first timer or you've gone 1,000 times, it's just somebody else's perspective and just different ideas about stuff. And the cruise stuff, you can't possibly not. There's so much stuff going on with the cruises, and things are always changing. There's going to be 5 ships. They're all over the place. So
Or
Actually,
7,
there's going to be
you know.
7.
5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Oh, there's
I think it's
4.
25.
Oh, there's 4
There's 4
now.
now.
3 new ones. Yeah, I drive a truck. I didn't have
4
to know.
plus
I know
3
red, yellow, green.
is
I didn't have to know
7.
math.
That is hard.
Math is hard. Gym is hard. I know Kate's not listening, so. But so yeah, go follow. Everybody's doing everything awesome.
Agreed.
I don't have anything.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about it, but I'm terrible at typing. If anything, I would probably do a vlog because I'm much better at just talking.
Do it.
In my
Do it.
type, by the time I
Do
type
it.
my ideas and get them out of my head, it's just easier for me to speak it.
You've already got 4
Oh.
subscribers, plus
That's
whoever's
right.
listening.
Right.
I know.
You're ready.
Monetize that bad boy. Come on.
No, there'd be no modest. Do you know what it'll be on it? A big giant E tag. Explicit
That is
language.
probably true.
And then we can GIF you, and we can tweet it, and
I know.
it's going to be great.
Oh, great! Just
Oh,
just
RJ
what
gifts.
just what
Yes, the world needs RJ gifts.
just what my wife wants to do. Listen to me talking to the computer 2 nights a week. Oh God! All right, so I and all of us definitely would like to thank everybody for participating in this. This was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
We will definitely be doing this again. It was great to interact with some of the fans out there.
Did you see what Simone just wrote?
Yeah, I know. They're
You're awful. Don't ever never change. Thank you.
I think she meant to put Jim, not Tim, but
doesn't matter.
He might be. Who knows? He had to sign off to go to work, so I don't know. Anyway, so this episode will be. I'm going to. Yes, this episode. Making my own language. And
but I still have alcohol.
I'm not even done with mine yet. But this episode will be for people who didn't watch. I will. It will be released as audio on everything else, so at least you can. I don't know how these streams don't save. I don't think so.
Yeah, it'll actually be on the Facebook page until we decide to delete it. So.
Oh, wonderful!
Does it go to like YouTube or anything too? Or
no.
Okay.
No, this will just be in Facebook land. So.
Okay.
If you're listening to this if you're listening to this in a week on audio and you want to see the video version, it will be on our Facebook page. Please like our page and come give it a listen.
All right. Nice.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. Appreciate it. You wait until Rumspringer 2.0.
Yeah, Jerry. When is Rumspringer 2.0?
There's your first vlog.
There you go.
There you
what,
go.
Your first episode.
Oh, you people are in trouble if I actually do this. I already know what I would call it.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Random.
We're all ears.
Random musings of a drunken pirate.
There you go.
Because I can't promise that it would stay on Disney subjects.
That's okay.
The only thing I could say it would be like is because it's my new favorite podcast and it's not a Disney podcast, but there is references depending on the actors he has on. Gilbert Gottfried has a podcast that he does with another fellow, and it's actually extremely good if you're an old movie buff, which I'm not. But I like hearing the stories of all the old school actors. So like all these actors that are in their 70s, 80s, and 90s that did stuff in the heydays of Hollywood. And their stories are great of working with like Marilyn Monroe and James Cagney and just all the old school like great actors. And he's just hysterical, but he can never stay on topic. Like if it wasn't for his co-host, I don't think anything would ever get done on it. Like he just has to reel him in once in a while. Sometimes they just let him. He just goes. And he's very articulate, and he's a gigantic movie buff. So I don't know. It's funny. I enjoy it. I love it a lot. It's like my new obsession. I listen to that one religiously because I'm now going in the back catalog because it's been on for 4 years. And I just found it about 3 months ago. So anyway.
It's always the way.
I promise my voice is, though, a lot nicer than Gilbert's, I'll have to say. And I will not be as dirty as him.
There, that's for you, Jerry. And Simone.
Oh, boy. All right, so with that, we're going to sign off. Thank everybody for listening. We really appreciate it. Keep on downloading and give us a shout on social media so we can talk. All right, thanks everybody. We'll talk to you all.
Thanks.
Bye.
We love you all.
Yes. Okay.